here I am, yeah, Suffolk Triumph, marvellous, all these marvellous bikes. It's been crazy here today, but what am I on? Look at this, back on a Triumph Bonneville T120 BLACK, yeah, marvellous. Had one of these when they used to come with a centre stand, so, what's that, 4 years ago, yeah, marvellous. Listen to that. It's just wonderful, isn't it? Into gear. Oh, it went in very quietly, very nice, and we're off. And I'm going to go this way because I want to call at the petrol station. Oh, listen to that rumble. It's lovely, isn't it? And the throttle feels nice, which is why I wanted to try this one again. Yeah, the T120. I just wanted to see if they'd smoothed that throttle out, because they are a cracking bike, and the reason I got rid of mine was purely because of that. People suggested all sorts of things. I'm in road mode at the moment, which was the worst one for it, but this seems very smooth at the moment. But what I'll do is I'll bring you back when I get in the country. Yeah, right, here we are a week later. Yeah. The magic of YouTube. And I've had it all week. I've done a fair few miles. I don't know exactly how many miles I've done, but a couple of 100 miles on it throughout the week, commuting and stuff. And I thought, just before I do the walk round, I wanted to explain the position. So 4 years ago I bought a T100 BLACK, yeah, and I just loved the look of it, and the sound of it. But although I enjoyed riding it and I enjoyed all that torque that it has, I found it just on a daily basis unmanageable for the lumpiness of the throttle, and it was reset several times, and people made all sorts of suggestions, but the majority of people I spoke to never ever resolved that lumpiness. And so in the end I gave in to it and got rid of it, and I just swapped it for a T100, which is absolutely, for me, the sweet spot. Well, that's where I was anyway with it. But what I wanted to do was ride it and see whether or not Triumph have changed it in any way. And I will discuss. I'll get round the back of you, madam. And get packed up here. Yeah, on the face of it, it looks pretty much identical. Ignition off. Let's get the ignition off. Side stand down. Have we gone? Let's have a little look at it before I change cameras. So I mean, there you go. Triumph Bonneville T120 BLACK, and I have cleaned it a couple of times while I've had it because it's rained most of the week. Yeah, winter returned. Anyway, let me change the camera. Yeah. Right, here we are. Yeah, Hawley Castle, or where once a castle stood. Obviously, we've just got the moat now. Lovely setting, one of my favourite places to visit. But here we have it, Triumph Bonneville T120 BLACK, absolutely marvellous. And like I say, on the face of it, it looks no different to my T120 from 4 years ago. The engine, it's just classic, isn't it? Everyone sees it, they know what it is. Might be a 900 or 120 though. This, in the 120, the high torque engine, 79, 80 brake horsepower, something like that. 105 newton meters of torque, which really you really feel on this. Absolutely wonderful. Fairly basic suspension, but it's good enough to do the job. I'll talk more about that when I'm on the bike, because that is one of the factors that made me get rid of mine. Obviously, we've got twin clocks. We've got Brembo brakes on the front, Nissin on the back, matte black, controversial, difficult to keep clean. I'm impressed with how I've managed to actually clean it this week, but it hasn't been particularly difficult, I've got to say, and I think it looks all right. I think Jake will be impressed that it's this clean, because it has been torrential. Mickey Mouse mirrors, absolutely love those. Cruise control, one-touch cruise control, absolutely wonderful. I would have sacrificed the heated grips that it used to come with for the cruise control. What is really disappointing, no centre stand, no dresser rail, no grab rail. That came standard 4 years ago, so some bits have definitely fallen off it. But at the moment, it still has the 2 round clocks. How long they'll stay, I don't know. But I have a sneaking suspicion that twin clocks is going to be an optional extra. Obviously, this metal badge, absolutely love it. Knee pads. Seat height, 790. Diddy Dave could easily have one of these. Easily. You might need his platforms, but who knows. Yeah, 790. Really low. Headlamps, all pretty basic. Standard motorcycle stuff, not chrome or anything. But they do the job. The indicators, the brake light works just fine. And obviously the mirrors are blacked out as well in sort of a mattish black. Spoked wheels. I just love the look of it. But what I really want to do is talk about the ride. And to do that, I really need to be back on board it. Yeah. So let's get on and ride it. Right. Here we are. Back on board. Ignition on. Brrr, ding. Let's get going. Let's get down that road. Absolutely cracking day for it as well. It's almost like spring is back. Yeah, sad day taking it back. Have I enjoyed riding it? Yeah, I've loved it. But I wanted to talk about the reasons I'd got rid of mine. And the primary reason was that lumpiness, but also the handling for the power it's got. And it has tremendous torque. It really does. The way it comes in, it's just absolutely incredible. But in 4 years, have Triumph changed it? Have they shouted about it? They haven't said anything specifically, I don't think. But I can tell you now, I mean, look at it now. They have smoothed that engine out. Yeah, the problems I had with it, definitely not present on that. And manufacturers are constantly tweaking. That's why the bikes go in for updates and things. And maybe there'd have been an update for mine. Maybe mine's out there now running smooth as silk. Who knows? So yeah, behind the scenes, Triumph have clearly been working on the engine, the setup, increasing the torque or reducing the power or increasing the power or whatever, but they've definitely improved this bike. Things they can't change. The handling, it handles just fine if you ride it like a T100, but with a lumpy engine that's quite difficult. So the fact that they've smoothed it out means that you could probably have more fun on this now, I think, than 4 years ago. Yeah. The other thing is bits have fallen off. Yeah, no centre stand, no dresser rail, no grab rail, no heated grips, but this one touch cruise control, and I found it marvellous. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop down onto the A14 for a bit, and I will demonstrate the cruise control. Yeah, I never thought I'd use cruise control, but I would, you know, I would have sacrificed the heated grips for the cruise control. I think the centre stand is non-negotiable. Of course you can buy one and put one on, but you know, it's not cheap. A couple of £100, something like that, which is quite a decent wedge of money, isn't it? But anyway, here we go onto the A14, and I'll just put cruise control on. We'll fall in behind here, and he's only doing 60, so let's go onto here. We'll do 70 for the camera, and there we go. Cruise control, absolutely doddle. Turn it off, you just wind the throttle back or touch your clutch or your brake. Yeah, absolutely marvellous, eh? What do you reckon? But while we're here in the wind, the other problem with the T120 for me was all that power and speed, and because of the upright position you get a lot of blast, and I was getting neck ache from holding my head once I got above 69 miles an hour, as an example. Yeah. Anyway, I'll bring you back when I get onto some country roads. Right, here we are. It's very busy this morning, but yeah. So let's talk about the senses, and we can mutter a bit more about the bike as we do that, can't we? What would it taste like? A blackjack. It's got to be a blackjack, hasn't it? Some people would say maybe a big block of licorice, but I'm going blackjack because blackjacks are quite special. They're quite that aniseedy flavour. It's just wonderful, isn't it? And this bike is just wonderful. The other thing as well, what I'll say about this bike is the colour black. It's the colour for it. It is. I think I said it. I saw a Speed Twin. I can't remember who it was. Some one subscriber sent us a picture of their Speed Twin, and that's black, and it was just absolutely wonderful. And I think when you look at it, and I'll put a picture of my old T120 up now, and you'll see what I mean. I'm just classic, love it. But yeah, that's what it tastes like, a blackjack. Then what smell? Brand new bike. Like I say, I polished it. It doesn't smell of anything bad. Just smells of, oh, I should have gone down there. I'll go down here, never mind. Just smells of hot metal. Yeah, no leaky water or anything like that, but it's a brand new bike. It's not going to, is it? And smell is important, don't you think? You know, it is one of the important senses, even for riding a motorbike. The smell as we ride along, you know, we've got that advantage over cars, which are now more and more completely sealed, aren't they, with filters taking out all smells, pollen and all sorts. Then what to look at? It's classic, absolutely classic. There's people that argue that, oh, it doesn't look anything like an old Triumph. It does. You know, everyone could recognise it as a Triumph Bonneville. Everyone will, even the people that don't know motorbikes. Yeah, that's what I found anyway. And I like the look of it. I like it in black, like I said, but I do like my T100 in that orange and aluminium. Yeah, the spoked wheels add to that classic style. The mirrors in black, of course they would be chrome, and I think even though this is a T120 black, they could have got away with it with chrome. I think the indicators could have been chrome as well, and I think the engine cases could have been polished. Yeah, that's my view. And I even allowing for the fact that it is a T120 black. Then what have we got? To touch and feel. Now, a lot of people argue about quality, and they talk about the quality of Royal Enfield and how they've improved, and they have. Triumph, they remove bits, but they don't downgrade their quality, I don't think. I feel it, I touch it, the shapes of it, everything just feel fantastic. The paintwork, I've had no issues with rust on anything except my first T120 black, and that was only minor. So yeah, the quality is there, and these clocks, I just feel in the future they're going to change, but I reckon twin clocks might be an option. I don't know. Oh, look at all these naughty boys. Oh, load of Triumphs, wonderful. Yeah, so yeah, touch and feel, top notch. Triumph quality, unfortunately Triumph price, which means they're a bit more dear than some other brands maybe. Oh, there's a keen smell coming from somewhere there. Oh, it's that tractor there, it's ploughing in some muck. Oh, it's a bit keen. Yeah, while we're on the senses, what else? Well, sound. It just sounds wonderful. I fired it up the other morning, and when I came home from work, Mrs. Tape said to me, she said, "Crikey, that bike sounds nice." Yeah, she loves it, and there is a big difference in the sound from the 900 to the 1200. The extra 300 cc's makes a massive difference. Then how does it make me feel? Look, I am perfectly happy. I don't want people saying, oh, Peggy Sue's going to go the T100, he's going to get rid of that and get a T120 again. I'm not. No, I love this bike. Would I have one? Definitely. I've got my Thruxton, and my Thruxton, to me, is as smooth as this, if not smoother, and it handles a damn sight better. Yeah. More naughty boys. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, so that's how it makes me feel. What I'll do is, I'll bring you back just before we get to Suffolk Triumph. Yeah. Right, here we are, almost back. I've really enjoyed it. What a cracking bike. I don't need to tell anybody, I don't think. I think everybody knows. It's a retro. It's powerful. It handles just fine. The engine is definitely smoother than the earlier models. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm obviously grateful to Suffolk Triumph and Lings letting me have it for the week, because they've been absolutely marvellous for the last few years. Yeah, and so marvellous, Jake won an award. Yeah, What do you reckon? I think I might have mentioned it before, but almost there. Hey up, what's going on here? Loads of cones are out. Oh, look at all the cones. What on earth's going on? I'll get in here. Oh, look at that rocket. Absolutely incredible. Oh, I do like it in black. Absolutely wonderful. Right, let's have one last look at this before I give it back. There you go. Triumph Bonneville T120 BLACK, just marvellous. Yeah.